Welcome group 3. Thanks for tuning into your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. So I got cards pre-shuffled here. Let me tell you a little bit about what I'm getting initially. For the viewer, I am getting somebody that, some of you could have been born in the year of the dog or be strong Libra energy here. Not necessarily for some of you. I do definitely get that you are standing firm. You're like taking a chance on this connection. Like I think that some of you really, you have a really warm heart, but you're also very intent on getting your way, okay, with this connection. Some of you feel like almost, I don't want to say entitled to this connection, but I do feel like you'd be willing to fight for it. Maybe you currently are fighting for it. Bottom line, very least, like you're just trying to follow your instincts and like go for what you want here, and you're really trying to stand firm and take a chance on this connection, or you have done that in the past, okay? Maybe you're going to do it in the future. Spirit has just let me know that some of you are making excuses for this person. This is a risky connection. This is kind of the energy that I'm getting, so it's a little bit hard, so just bear with me. Like for you guys, this is collective energy, right? General reading won't, every part of everything that I say obviously will not resonate for every single person, so just take what resonates, and it can be vice versa switched in a reading, but this is what I'm getting for the viewer, that you guys know that this is a risky connection, or there's something about it that even makes you feel a little uncomfortable, or just like makes you feel on your guard, makes you feel like you have to maybe fight for this connection, and there's this energy of it like triggering something within you, right? Some of you, again, I feel like you have warm feelings for this person, but it feels like it's kind of like a fight or something that you anticipate or are having to stand firm about. And this person that you're here for, yeah, I just opened up on Twin Flame, which is what I was getting. I feel like, now I know people don't like that label, and I understand, you know, the reasons why, but it is like a shortcut way of saying basically what kind of connection this is. And what kind of connection this is it's a challenging one. And it's one that's meant to reveal to you things that you need to work on, and reveal to your person things. It's meant to be a catalyst to your life's true purpose, to stripping away like the ego and getting you more in touch with your true self, which is like our true selves are easygoing, loving, trusting of the universe, manifesting inner power. And so that's what this is meant to do. It's like Twin Flame is kind of like a tower moment for most people. Meant to shake things up. I'm also meant to like make you reflect on things like what you want in a partner, and balancing your yin and yang energies, and balancing like connections, and like making sure that you're dealing with complementary people. And I feel like this person is like complements you in certain ways, right? Or else they wouldn't be your soulmate at the very least. And they could be the yang to your yin, or vice versa. And there's a little bit of you in them and a little bit of them in you, and it's something about balance here. So it's this energy between you two of you is that of it's challenging, but the lesson is balance, okay? And seeing yourselves like in one another. Your person, unfortunately, I think could potentially be mirroring some things back to you that you would not like about yourself, or vice versa, because I do get that this person is extremely I think that like both of you can butt heads. I don't know if this person is very in their ego. I feel like you're more instinctual than this person, whereas they're a little bit more, I want to say diabolical, but I don't think that that's the right word. It's a little dramatic, a little more negative than what I want. But they also want to get what they want, and to insist upon getting what they want. A little bit of Knight of Swords energy, but kind of combined with King of Cups or Knight of Cups, right? Where this person is a little Taurian energy too, kind of bully or push or insist upon their own way or their own thinking. And I think they compensate for low self-esteem and their fears about themselves by really laying it on thick and being very attractive and charming. But also, like, the flip side of that is this person can, you know, be too much in their ego, maybe a little bit arrogant, maybe a little bit, yeah, a little bit pushy, or a little bit like demanding of what they want, and like they want it to be their way. So I get like you are kind of responding to them, but you both are very potent individuals. And so this is like the dance that you guys are doing. So this sounds like your reading. Go ahead and continue watching. If you're just curious, you can stick around. There could be more in the reading that will resonate for you. If the initial part doesn't, otherwise, timestamps down below. Choose another group or another reading from my playlists, which are linked down below, or you can order a private reading. Contact information is down below. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. So this is the message that you need to hear regarding love group 3. And yeah, we've got a message coming out here. I did kind of picture your person like the type to wear like button-up shirts and a suit. And if they don't technically do that, there's something about them that, I mean, they probably rock a suit. There's something about them that is like that though. For group 3, oh, we've got different, question mark. Exactly, this is what I was saying. Yin and yang couldn't be any more perfect than that. Thanks, Spirit, for validation. It's like your person is coming across in the shadow energy of the yin energy, which is the feminine energy. I don't know, that looks like a masculine hand to me. And, you know, there's some hair around the wrist. Anyways, and you're coming across as the, in the masculine energy. But you might be a feminine, as the majority who watch are. But either way, it's like you guys are the same but different, right? He's got a black background, white hand, white background, black hand. It's just showing like the whole entire yin and yang. That's a really good depiction of that. Whoever did that was creative. It's very much like the yin and yang energy. And when you're dealing with somebody that you know, has that yin and yang energy with us, then we are wondering, like, how alike are we? Like, I don't understand why I'm drawn to this person. It's like opposites attract, but at the same time, I can see myself in them. So how does that work? What the hell is that? So, yeah, trying to figure out, like, knowing that you guys are the same but different. And I guess trying to figure out how that works. And that's, okay, that's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. Because I was saying this person is afraid. I said that this person tries to, like, basically compensate for their fear or low self-esteem by being very pushy or rigid in their thinking, but also laying it on thick by being very, like, enchanting or charming. And it's like you instinctively have to be a little defensive or on guard to this person because you can sense that they're struggling with something, and maybe you are as well, because you're similar in that you want to have things your own way. I feel like you might be a little bit, you're definitely warmer, you're a warmer energy than this person. This person comes off a little bit cooler, which makes sense why they're in the black. Yin energy is cool. It's a cool energy. It's one of the words that we associate with the description of yin energy. So regardless, though, it's like, yeah, this person's afraid. That's why they're acting this way. But you can expect a message. There's a message coming from this person. So if you're wanting a message from them, you can expect a message from them. But they're afraid. And they're afraid that you guys are too different, or they're just afraid of the connection because they can sense, again, this contrast here, light and dark. And this is like a man with the baseball cap on backwards. So it's definitely the man who's presenting in this more cool and so like a fearful sort of energy. In the face of your light, or the light of this connection, they're not sure about the connection and what it means and how to handle it, because they probably have never had a relationship like this before. So we're going to move that over to this side, and then we're going to get into this card, which is the self-reliance card. So I feel like many of you have been, like, you're very self-reliant people. I think maybe you both would want to be together as a couple, but it's like, we're different, we're opposites. How does this work? Like, we're the same, but we're different. So this is scaring your person. It might be scaring you as well. But I think that one of the lessons that you guys are being guided to learn is how to become self-reliant, how to be your own best friend in the situation. Like, this is definitely tearing down any tendencies towards codependency. It's definitely challenging people's low self-esteem, because when you are self-reliant, you love yourself. When you're self-reliant, you're treating yourself like your own best friend. If you're treating yourself like your own best friend, then guess what? You're not in fear, because you're loving yourself. Love and fear are polar opposites. So I feel like, yeah, you're this warm-hearted individual. Like, your energy is more warmth than light, and the others, or your person's energy is more like fear and darkness. To be dramatic about it, but it's to make a point, and the point is one needs to be elevated out of fear and insecurity and into the light, and that takes place through love, and it starts with self-love. So what we're getting here, this is like the reason for the connection being what it is. And it's about teaching about true self-reliance, right? Because you can act like you're a self-reliant person, but if you're codependent on, like, other people or your image or your performance, or, you know, just anything exterior to yourself, on validation through ego, things like that. If you're reliant on anything external, anything that's not of the heart space, then you're not truly self-reliant. And so this is what this is teaching. So let's get into the cards here. I do have the Mystical Medleys cards that I'm using for both groups 2 and group 3, because I like these cards, and I said that in the second part, and so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. So the first card that came out for you guys, group 3, is the Ten of Wands. We got the Ace of Pentacles, and I love this little cute card. It's so cute. The Nine of Cups. Okay. So what are we seeing here? Definitely seeing somebody working their butt off. Okay, so somebody's working their butt off for a solid new beginning that leads to wish fulfillment. So this is what's happening here. I really feel like this is your energy, and this is your person's energy. Like they're a little bit in kind of a sort of a smug sort of energy. They have a lot of feelings for you, but they're a little bit in their ego as well. It's like they may be successful or accomplished, but like at what cost, right? There's typically an imbalance with these two cards, or a potential imbalance where one is doing more than the other. This person could be high maintenance. Somebody could be high maintenance here. That's how come they have all of those cups full. Now, once they have all of those cups full, like a spoiled child, once you pacify the spoiled child by giving it the toys and the treats or whatever that it wants, right? Like Veruca from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Veruca Salt, okay? She's gonna have a tantrum and be like untenable. You can't deal with her. She's a brat, right? Until you give her what she wants, and then she calms down and she's lovely, right? This is the sort of energy here that I'm getting. So that's obviously not going to be for everybody. Spirits talks to me in symbols. So I relay that to you in symbols, and we try to figure it out. So that's basically what's happening. Like, this is more your person's energy. Regardless of the details, they're like what you do for them. You make them feel really good. They like to feel really good. And when they feel really good and really happy, and they've gotten their way and they're happy, then they are willing to share their happiness with you and with others, right? They're willing to be very pleasant and charming and take lead of situations and be sharing and caring. But first they have to get their way, and I feel like, you're probably the one that's put in more of the work in the connection in order to make them be in this headspace or heart space. Blah, blah, blah. Group 3, I can never channel fast enough to keep up. Like, my tongue trips over you guys' channeling because it's just so fast. Anyway, they rely upon, like, you have had to put in more of the work in order to get them in the energy of sharing and caringness. But it's like you're the one doing more of the work. Then they need to step up and help. They need to pull their weight in the connection for it to work. Like, it can't be uneven like this. So, and that's what we're getting here. Okay. So immaturity of spirit here with this person. A lot of like maturity on your side for a lot of you, because to be the Ten of Wands, it's a mature energy. Okay, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being is like an advanced number. That means you're advanced / mature, like regarding the connection, like your approach. However, this is wearing you down. Like you're working your butt, you're working too hard for this connection. Like you need to be focused more on yourself and self-reliance. Others of you, this is what you're working on. Like you realize that, like if you're in no contact with this person, you have been doing the work, and kudos to you of becoming more self-reliant and doing your work. Maybe even like through doing like physical work, like your job and stuff. And this person, they have accumulated a lot for themselves as well. But yeah, so you're both of these feel like singular energy to me, because 10 reduces to 1 in numerology. 9 is also a singular number, but you're on opposite ends again with the opposition, opposite ends of the spectrum. So this person is growing in wisdom and their need to be a better person, and you're growing in your ability to focus on yourself and getting to know yourself and to embodying and embracing your power more. Okay, so give me a moment. All right, so what I'm getting here is for some of you, like I said, you've taken too much on in general. either towards this connection or in life in general, okay? And this person has taken you for granted. And this actually does sometimes show issues related to control. So I don't feel like it's just your person, though. I feel like it's kind of a two-way street. Now, that can get complicated. I'm not sure I want to go there, but issues related to control. I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, Spirit is saying that on your end, that controllingness, like when we do a lot, is, you know, it's because we're trying to control something. When you are relaxed and trusting, you go with the flow, you allow things to happen, and when you allow things to happen, you go with the flow. That shows an element of trust. That shows an element of surrender, right? And surrender leads us to getting what we want, but a lot of us think that we need to hold on tight. That's our ego talking, right? The ego wants to be in control so nothing goes wrong. Ironically, that's often what makes it go wrong. So this is just saying there's issues of control here, or there could potentially be like an unconscious way. This is an unconscious way to keep distance in the connection. There's definitely an unbalanced dynamic, but it feels like home. So maybe some of you, this is how you were. You were the caretaker at home. You were the caretaker in previous relationships, or you had caretakers model, like your role models were caretakers or people who were invested in unbalanced, I'm hearing unhealthy, but also unbalanced dynamics. So it feels like home to behave this way. But you definitely deserve better. So whoever this is, if this is you, Spirit, or group 3, Spirit is saying that they want you to do, like, you deserve better than this. Nobody deserves to be like carrying the weight of the world for everyone else. Nobody deserves to carry the weight of the responsibilities of a connection. Nobody deserves to, you know, be in this workaholic energy because this is their way of avoiding certain situations that they don't want to look at. Being too focused on needing to be in control means that you lack faith. And if you lack faith, then, well, it's not going to serve you, okay? It's going to continue to perpetuate unhealthy and unbalanced dynamics. And I feel like this person, one of the reasons that you attract to this person is that something about this connection reminds you of something that feels like home. And it's what we often see with like the twin flame dynamic, is like it's always often, it's often described as somebody or a situation / relationship feeling like home. They feel like home to me. Well, okay, a lot of things can feel like home to you. If you come from a really shitty background, an abusive home life or something like that, for example, then that's going to feel like home to you. You might want to reflect on that and make sure, is that the reason why this person feels like home to me? Or is it something deeper than that? And for a lot of you, you know, it could be both, or it could be deeper than that. But I just feel like I'm being guided to say that this unbalanced dynamic might feel natural or normal, but you need to know that you deserve better than that. So with this being said, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. It's a very positive card. It kind of like, it does show an ending to that. So this could be the past energy. This could be representing you or your person's past and the basis or foundation for the connection and for the reading. We've got a new beginning here in the middle with the Ace of Pentacles. So we like to see this here. It's a very positive card. It's also a very grounding card too. So it shows financial freedom within a relationship. So maybe this is it. Maybe somebody has just been working really hard in order to attain a certain level of financial freedom. Maybe in this relationship or just in their life in general. We can see that some sort of new opportunity has presented itself. And it looks like there is plenty in abundance. So maybe this is all just talking about your person. It could be a straight up narrative about you or your person, just putting in the work to have something grounded and wonderful, like solid to offer, and then the abundance and happiness that comes from that. Okay. So we see that financial freedom, we see plenty of abundance, we see a luxury adventure together. Could you guys be going on like some sort of a luxury adventure? I don't know why I'm getting that. Some sort of like, yeah, luxury adventure. I don't know if that's like an excursion or some sort of a trip. That's potential here. Let me know in the comment section down below if that's what's happening, if you guys are going on a trip with this person. But whatever the issues are in the connection, you know, like I've already talked about, I think that's the worst of it. That this does represent a new and sensual, prosperous change for the better taking place or about to. So let me say that again. This does represent a new, prosperous, sensual, because Earth is sensual, is like prosperous, sensual change for the better, an ending to the struggles, an ending to the hardships, an ending to the burdens, and then a new beginning that's taking place or about to. And what this leads to is happily ever after. Is that what we're seeing here? 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. But it's also the card that, and it asks you to just be careful, you know, what you wish for, because we've already seen certain things in this connection, like fear and imbalance and like butting of heads and like all these different things, lessons being learned. We know that twin flame dynamics, if you know about that, they are challenging, and that's like by design, they're meant to be and stuff. So this is saying that regardless of the label, regardless of the rest of the reading, like this is basically saying there's potential for happily ever after here, but be careful what you wish for, because I'm getting the image of the movie, The Mirror Has Two Faces. Okay, what happens to the prince when he carries Cinderella home to the castle after the happily ever after? What happens to the couple, the prince and the princess, when they ride off to the castle? It's basically like, that's a great movie. You guys check it out if you haven't already. I used to put in movie clips, but I work so much and don't have the time to necessarily do that these days, and nor the equipment to necessarily do it easily. But I'll try to describe the scene to you, where she's basically a teacher at Harvard, and she's talking to her students about like relationships, basically. And so she essentially says that, you know, what happens to the prince and the princess when they ride home, and is that where the story ends? And that's where the story ends, but you don't know what happens after the ending, right? After you get what you want, what happens? Well, we find out that the princess has an obsessive need to keep the castle clean, you know, and there's an obsessive need for this or that, and there's an obsessive need, like you find out these things about each other that it's like, oh man, like I got what I wanted, but is this what I really wanted? Now that I have it, is this really, did I bite off more than I can chew, basically? So this card does have an intoxicating element about it, because I believe in the original tarot, he's in a tavern, and those are his drinks that he has. And he feels pretty good about himself, so that he has all of these drinks that he can share. It makes him a popular guy. He can share them with other people. But it is a card of self-indulgence. So it does talk about you know, just being careful. There's something about, you know, being too good to be true is a potential here, or learning something that is like, I got what I wanted, but is it really what I wanted now that I've got it? But with the Ace of Pentacles here, it does help us with that, because it grounds this card. So I feel like as long as your desires are wholesome, as long as your intentions are pure, as long as this person shows to you through actions that their intentions are pure and it's wholesome and things like that, you have nothing to worry about. And anyway, you don't need to worry anyway, because worry is what? A lack of faith. And what do you need in order to manifest and navigate your life the way that you want it to go? You need faith, right? It's not a religious thing. If you know, you know. It's about having faith in order to manifest. So if that is what you're wanting to do, then in order for things to continue to go smoothly and going into the future, if this is your reading, we're definitely seeing that potential happily ever after with that Nine of Cups. That that even though it doesn't look perfect, it is saying that, you know, as long as your desires are good, as long as their intentions are good, your intentions are good, then things should go smoothly. And if their intentions are not good, for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this person's intentions are questionable, and some of yours are as well. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to keep it real. And I said some. So yeah, some. Did you hear that? Some of you guys, not all of you guys. There's a lack of good intention. So if that is the case, then you can set the intention that what you want is the best for you, and that the outcome that you're about to receive, that this Nine of Cups is a balanced and good outcome, that this person is a good choice, like whatever that looks like for you. So either way, there is a celebration in your future and a wish coming true. Either way, it's just a matter of, do I want it is, now that I have the wish or whatever, is it really what I want or want to keep, you know? But we could look into that in a personal reading if this reading resonates with you, but that's not the scope of this particular reading. So we're going to move on and get some messages from your person. That was complicated, guys. Sorry it took so long, but you guys just I mean, I could turn into one of those readers that just like, yeah, you know, says you're working really hard to have the money to offer this person something solid, or they're working really hard to offer the money, like to have something solid to offer you happily ever after. But, you know, I have to tell you everything that I'm getting, because why else would I be getting it? And at some point I might downshift and have Spirit just like do some more simple readings, just because it takes a lot out of me, and I do these readings for free on here. We've got, I secretly like to debate with you. It stimulates me, and a little petty drama turns me on too. What else would this person say to group 3 if they had no fear, no filter? I care about you a lot, but I don't know how to manage the situation because it's awkward and you might reject me. There's that fear, there's that insecurity. Then I'm really drawn to the orange here. This person, I think there's definitely a warmth and an energy between the two of you. And I feel like there is activity going to be happening in this connection. I definitely get a lot of drive and confidence from both of you as well. Friendliness as well. There are friendly intentions in the connection. There's just, it's marred by fear and kind of like an dramatic sort of bent in somebody here, your person more than likely, who likes a little bit of drama to keep things exciting. That's coming from the ego. But you know, some people like that. Maybe you like that. Maybe it's not that big of a deal to you. But if you suspected that this person liked to cause a little drama in the relationship on purpose, this card is suggesting that yeah, they do. But it doesn't mean they don't care about you. They care about you a lot. And they just don't know how to manage the situation because they don't want to be rejected. Get one more message from this person. We've got maybe. So they would rather sit on the fence non-committally, kind of like leaving things up in the air, focusing on themselves and their own pleasures, having you do more of the work in the connection because there's less chance of them getting hurt because they're investing less. If somebody is investing less, like, okay, if I have a closet full of clothes and I decide to give away one shirt that I don't wear anymore, that is a lot less impactful and meaningful and a lot less of a risk of loss than if I only have 2 shirts and I give you one of them. So this person somebody is coming from a little bit of a lack mindset regarding this. Like their insecurity is based in, I mean, this is just a really insecure person, you guys. Seriously, they're stressing me out. Okay. We've got this energy here. I like living in my ivory tower, away from the have-nots. I intend to stay in my comfort zone. Yeah, so this is what it's like. Okay, so it's more than just fear of, you know, rejection, although that is it too. It is also that this person just kind of a snob or just likes to behave that way because it's safer that way. But it really does stem from trying to protect themselves. It's always about trying to protect yourself. It's about the ego not wanting to get destroyed. The back of the deck, we're developing an amazing emotional connection, and I'm so into you. I do feel like you guys have this connection. And this person feels for you as well. The focus needs to be on self-reliance because, you know, nobody can complete you. This person can't complete you. You can't complete them. Any healing that needs to be done or anything like that needs to be done as individuals. Doesn't mean that you cannot be together. It just means that even inside the connection, you're still going to be very much individuals. And there's still going to be sort of like this kind of push and pull sort of dynamic where light meets dark, and you guys are always trying to interact and like work it out together. Like there's always a balancing act, kind of like on a teeter-totter or like walking on a tightrope or something like that, where it feels like that kind of an energy. So I don't know if that is something that, I guess that's what I was saying about the 9 of Cups, you know. But even though that's a wish fulfillment card, and it does show like a lot of love and a lot of affection and caring and stuff like that, and it's just one card away from like total and complete fulfillment, it still has this energy, at least in this reading, of, you know, this is not done. It's like a certain amount of selfishness to it, especially with your person. And this is why there's some revision that needs to be done. So if you're really into this person and it's that deep to you, you can look it up, you know, how to revise the situation, or just continue if you're manifesting presently, which I know lots of you are. Good for you. You want to do the thing of the setting the intention of that what you want is best for you, that the outcome that you get is, or the outcome that you manifest is a balanced and good choice, that this person is a balanced and good choice, that the relationship will be balanced and good. As of right now, this still needs more revision. This still needs more work for anybody that's out there that's doing that, needs to know that. We've got real feelings, but Spirit does not want us to neglect the reality that you share true romantic feelings worth exploring. Thank you, Spirit, because when I said that at the back of the deck, we had that card about developing an amazing emotional connection, and they're so into you that, you know, it kind of felt I don't know, there's some resistance around that to some of you who are watching, like, oh, well, really, because you just described him X, Y, and Z, and no, no, no. Real feelings if this is your reading. This is real, there is real feelings between the two of you. If this is your reading, if this reading is meant for you. The Spirit just wants you to know that. It just needs more work, okay? This person, or somebody here, likes to live in their ivory tower and likes to be more in their head and their ego. And others of you, you know this person's a risk. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. So hopefully you got something out of the reading, though. Some validation and or insight as to how to navigate the connection going forward. It does look good. You will get your wish regarding this person. But if I were you, I would kind of like really start intending to clean up some of this. Because, I don't know about you, but I mean, I don't necessarily want somebody that's this insecure, right? I don't necessarily want somebody that thinks that they have to act or be or present like they're better than other people in order to compensate for and sort of like counterbalance or counteract their own inferiority complex or insecurity. Like, this does remind me of somebody that I knew once, a Scorpio, I think he was. So anyway, not that they're all like that, but yeah, he was. And it's always so funny to me. I've said it before on my channel. Whenever I meet a Scorpio, they just think they're projecting this sort of an image, and my laser focus is like, no, that's not what it is. You're cute. Calm down. You know, it's not that bad. You can condescend to be around the peasants for a while. Just chill out. You know, I see something like that, and then they're instantly diffused, like, oh, she gets it, and she's poking fun at me. It's cool. So, anyways, you guys, I would just do some cleaning up of this, you know, to make it more to your liking. If you like the reading the way it is, then just know, you know, then I guess you don't have anything to do. But if you don't particularly like some of the things that have been said about this person or the dynamic in the reading today, then maybe do a little revision, some intention setting that counteracts that, counterbalances that, so that it gets cleaned up and so that you can really enjoy the full and true fulfillment of the beautiful Nine of Cups, which is about abundance and health and all good things. This is what I've got for you guys. Sorry if that was lengthy. It couldn't be helped. I talked as fast as you can tell as I could to get through it all. But if you would like a private reading, my contact information in the description box down below. Thanks to those of you who follow me on Instagram and Patreon. I appreciate you. And if all you do is like, subscribe, and comment, that does support the channel and it does keep the channel here. And I will talk to you guys next time.